come one, come all to the 2020 MLB playoffs, where we have no idea what's going to happen. Let's be honest, any team out of these 16, I have a feeling any of them can at least make it past the first round and maybe even win the World Series. I definitely think all these teams have a chance. Each of these teams have tremendous strengths, and each of them I feel like a lot of them have tremendous weaknesses. This is going to be an absolute dogfight throughout this entire postseason. If you guys don't know the logistics of the postseason, what it is the first round, the wild card games, the higher seed will be the home team for all three games at their respective stadiums. So the Cubs will be at Wrigley Field, A's will be at the Coliseum, Rays will be at Trop. You guys get the idea. If they win that series, the ALDS and ALCS will be held in bubbles. The ALDS and ALCS will be held at Dodger Stadium in Petco Park. The National League will be held at Globe Life Field and Minute Maid, and the World Series will be held at Globe Life Field, MLB's newest stadium. Looks like they're playing in the basement of Walmart, but I definitely do think it will be a lot of fun. Unfortunately, the Rangers will not be attending. Sorry, guys. Maybe Corey Kluber shouldn't have pitched only one inning. So I think we got everything set out. We have our teams. We have our bracket. Let's get into it. First team we have is the Tampa Bay Rays and the Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are full with a ton of young power. I mean, Bichette, Guerrero, Lourdes Gurriel, Teoscar Hernandez, Hyunjin Ryu has been a staple ace out of the rotation, but the Rays are loaded. And what's been getting them wins and what has eventually given them the number one seed in the American League is because they have depth. I knew this going into the season. I picked the Rays to win the American League. They have depth. They were able to. That was one game for the first time in I think ever. They trotted out a lineup of all lefties. Just for fun, let's try out a lineup of all lefties. They won the game 11-0. That is alarming. The fact that they can, and in the playoffs where every at-bat is absolutely crucial, the fact that you can trot out whoever you want, whenever you want, and the fact that you have the best bullpen in all of baseball with Nick Anderson and Diego Castillo and Chaz Rowe and all the horses in that bullpen, and you have two legit aces in your starting pitching with Charlie Morton and Blake Snell, this is a no-brainer for me. Indians and Yankees. Now, I do think the Indians have been looking better as of late. They have your AL Cy Young winner in Shane Bieber, or he will win the AL Cy Young. Best ERA, strikeouts, and I think wins too. He's been phenomenal this entire year. As for the Yankees, their season went from AAA team to going on a roaring hot win streak to Gary Sanchez for getting out ahead of baseball. But they're here. They've rallied back. They were almost teetering on the edge of elimination, but they rallied back, and they look pretty good now, too. And they're starting to get healthy. Stanton and Judge are coming back. A lot of their big horses that got hit earlier in the season are coming back, and they have your home run champion, Luke Voigt. How does that feel, Cardinal fans? This is going to be a dogfight of a series, and I think I feel like we might be watching the same movie over and over again. The Indians they've failed to get it done in the playoffs almost every single year. I can't see them doing it again. I don't see them getting over the hump. I mean, think about this. They had Bieber, Bauer, Kluber, Clevenger. They have one of those left. Man, I don't know. They're white hot, but I just think the Yankees are going to keep up their playoff string of success. I want to be proven wrong here. I hope they prove me wrong, but I don't see it happening. All right, now, in my opinion, the easiest playoff series to predict, I'm going to take the Bomba squad over the Houston Astros. I definitely think Houston's the worst team out of any team in the playoffs. They really struggled this year with the cheating thing. The only reason they're here is because our entire division fell flat on their face. It was just sad watching NL West teams losing day after day after day. Man, it was frustrating. And Justin Verlander's going to be out. There's no way. I'm going to take the Bomba squad all day and twice on Sunday. The A's and the White Sox. Okay, Chicago, what happened to you guys? Can someone tell me what happened? Man, they were competing for the number one seed. Yoan Moncada, Tim Anderson, Luis Robert. They were Jose Abreu. They were Lucas Giolito threw a no-hitter. Everything was clicking, but they are falling and falling fast. I mean, what do they have? The division lead with a week to go, and now the Indians and Twins leapfrogged them, and now they're the 7th seed, having to play the white-hot A's. Man, they are falling and falling fast. As for the A's, they also have a great bullpen with Liam Hendricks and everyone in company. Big problem for the A's is they will be without the services of Matt Chapman for the entire postseason. But just like the Rays, this team is filled with depth, and they can get it done. The New Age Moneyboat crew, I think, is going to win this series in an absolute dogfight. This might be the most intriguing first-round matchup. I think this is going to be definitely the best first-round matchup. White Sox, they haven't been here in a while, and they are struggling and struggling mightily. Give me the A's with that negative momentum. Dodgers and Brewers, man, I may need to take back what I said about the Astros, about them being the worst team in the playoffs. I think that this is LA easy, but I don't know, man. The only reason the Brewers are here is because their bullpen's really good with Hader and Devin Williams, who has like an 0.10 opponent batting average on his changeup. He's been phenomenal, and Corbin Burns has come out as a really good starting pitcher. But their hitting has been bad, man. Christian Yelich regressed mightily, and they have like barely any hitters above the Mendoza line. It is awful. So, give me the Dodgers. San Diego and St. Louis. San Diego set an MLB record with most consecutive games of the Grand Slam. They aren't called San Diego for nothing. And the Cardinals, man, they've looked weird throughout this season. I mean, they've been off and on, and I feel like if Jack Flaherty can turn in a solid performance in Game 1, go up 1-0 in this 3-game series, they might have a chance. But San Diego's just too good, and they even have some good pitching. I know that's what some people like to say the weakness of their team is. But, I mean, they got Mike Clevenger, their pitcher, Dinelson Lammett's been great. Even their bullpen with Kirby Yates and Emilio Pagan, they should be just fine. Give me San Diego. Cubs and the Marlins. Now, fun fact about the Marlins. I'm a Cubs fan, by the way, if you couldn't tell by my hat. The Marlins have never lost a playoff series. They have been in the postseason 2 times in their existence. They've won the World Series both times, and they're an exciting young group of players. They had a COVID infestation and had to try on literally a bunch of high school players at one point, but they've got it done. They're resilient. They're led by Sixto Sanchez, their stud rookie pitcher. He's been nothing short of phenomenal this year. He's been nothing short of phenomenal. The problem is I don't know, man. I do think the Cubs are better. I do think the Cubs could lose this series. A lot of Cubs fans are getting very overconfident, saying that the Cubs are going to win easy. I do not think this will be an easy series. I think it goes 3. I think, man, Miami looks good and feisty and young, but they might be a good team for the future. Also, the entire NL East fell flat on their face, but give me the Cubs. Braves and Reds. I'm taking the Braves. Their offense has been absolutely amazing. Ronald Acuna is coming to form. Marcell Ozuna and Adam Duvall was your breakout player of the year this year. The Reds have great pitching with Mr. Bauer outage himself. Love Trevor Bauer. I just don't think the Reds hitting has just been underperforming vastly. I do think they have the most possibilities for an upset in the first round. I only took 1 lower seed to win. I'm kind of bad about that, but definitely I do think the Reds hold the most upset potential out of any of these teams. Basically, everyone in the AL is like within 2 games of each other. So, I mean, let's be honest real quick. All right, now we go to the ALCS, the Rays and Yankees. And this one is easy for me. Give me Tampa Bay. They have owned the Yankees this entire year. And I think their pitching is all around better. And you may even make the argument to say that their hitting is better. But honestly, pitching is what wins you playoff games. And the Rays, their pitching it's lights out. The fact that they have that depth, it's just unparalleled. No other team in baseball has that. They have like the 3rd lowest payroll in all of baseball. Their management has been getting it done left and right. Give me the Rays. Now, Twins and A's. This series, I'm gonna take the Minnesota Twins. Basically, it was their pitching that sort of held them back last year. They didn't really have that great at pitching. Well, now they're back. Jose Barrios, their pitching is way better, and they still have that vaunted lineup. Nelson Cruz, Max Kepler, Eddie Rosario. Byron Buxton has been coming into form. He's developed a bit of a power stroke. A little speedy center fielder hitting home runs like it's nobody's business. I think they match up really well against the A's, and I think they get a win here. Now, perennial playoff chokers, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Do they get it done against suddenly? Man, this might be a changing of the guard moment in the NL West. I mean, man, the Padres are so good and so young. This series might be the mark of them overtaking the Dodgers, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I wanted to, but I'm not going to. I mean, man, everyone in there's okay. Think of the worst team in baseball. Think of the Pirates. Every single starting pitcher in the Dodgers rotation would be the Pirates' ace. Think about that. Kershaw, Buehler, May, everyone, they've been phenomenal. The only weakness I really see is their bullpen, but I think they'll be absolutely fine. I mean, they paid Mookie Betts all that money. They're definitely hey, they have 40 wins for a reason. All right, Cubs and Braves, and I saw that when the schedules came out, this will be the only season in MLB history without a Cubs Braves game. Well, it looks like that might not be the case. Anyway, but two teams that have played each other for forever, kind of a rivalry, kind of. But definitely, I think the Braves have one serious problem, and I didn't mention it in the Red Series. It's that, man, their pitching is not good. I don't think they're going to have Max Fried or Mike Soroka. I really basically just took them over the Reds because they can just slug their way to wins. But the Cubs pitching has been phenomenal this year. Yu Darvish and Kyle Hendricks have been nothing short of fantastic. And Alec Mills threw a no-hitter. I think he can provide some really good innings through the back end of the rotation in this series. Give me the Cubs to make the NLCS. We are down to 4 now. The Tampa Bay Rays, the Twins, the Cubs, and the Dodgers. Now, this is an interesting series for me between the Rays and Indians. Man, I know who I'm going to go with, and I'm taking the Tampa Bay Rays. And the reason being is because, okay, the Twins, their strength is their hitting. Their hitting is absolutely wonderful. With how many horses the Rays have in their bullpen, they can match up whoever they want. Kepler put a lefty in. Cruz literally, they can match up so well against anyone. Their depth is unparalleled. They've looked like, in my opinion, the best team in all of baseball. Them and the Dodgers have been just by far and away the two best teams in all of baseball. Give me the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, will the Dodgers' string of playoff choking come to an end? I don't know. The only thing I think that can get in the Dodgers' way is themselves. That's the only thing I see getting in the Dodgers' way. The Cubs, they've been off. They've had some bad streaks as of late. They haven't played very well to end out the season, but they won 2 or 3 from the White Sox. But, man, the Dodgers are so good and so deep, and they just have so much good pitching. I think they're better than the Cubs in pitching and hitting. I think they're by far and away the best team in the National League. I don't really see anyone stopping them. The team I think could stop them is the Padres, but I'm not going to see it happening. Now, oh, boy. Let's move up here. So we have a World Series champion to declare. And this was my preseason matchup. This is who I thought it was going to be preseason. I said Rays-Dodgers will be your World Series. And I'm going to stick true to that. I got to stick true to that. This could be a dogfight of a series. Will the Rays get their first World Series in franchise history? Or will the Dodgers win their first since 1988? I know the Dodgers are tired of choking relentlessly. Lost to the Astros because they cheated. And then they lost to the Red Sox. And then, man, they got embarrassed by the Nationals last year. They got humbled. And I think, okay, hitting. I think they're about even. I'll give the edge to the Dodgers. Thing is, Cody Bellinger is hitting like .230 this year. If he comes into his own in this postseason, it's going to be trouble for a lot of teams. But I'm going to give the edge in hitting to the Dodgers. Starting pitching, that's close, man. That's really close. I think I'm also going to give it to the Dodgers. But it's close. They barely have the hitting edge, and they barely have the pitching edge. I mean, the Rays, they have some horses in their hitting lineup, too. Austin Meadows has also been slumping a little bit throughout this entire year, but they have Brandon Lau has been on fire through portions of this year. Who else do they have? They have Willie Adames. I mean, they really they step up every time you need them to. G-Man Choi is great. And their bullpen is a million times better than the Dodgers. It is astronomical how much better their bullpen is. This is going to be close. In a Game 7 scenario where all hands are on deck, there's no way this series doesn't go 7. I think the Rays are better equipped, and I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Rays to win their first World Series in franchise history. For you few Rays fans out there, this is for you. I know people are tired of all the big market teams winning, the Cubs, the Dodgers, the Astros, the Red Sox. This is going to be for all those small market teams. The Moneyball strategy is going to finally pay off this year, this 60-game season where it's like every win is crucial. You got to do little things to win each game. The Rays do the little things well. They pay attention to detail, and I think that's what is going to ultimately end up with them taking home their first World Series in franchise history. I like my bracket. There's some things I feel like I could have changed. Maybe the White Sox over the A's or the Reds over the Braves. I didn't take many upsets. I only took, well, I took 3 seed, 4. I only have 3 series in which I have the lower seed winning. So, but this is going to be an exciting playoffs. I'm going to be doing a ton of full game streams. Go Cubs! They're my favorite team, by the way, if you did not know. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm so excited for this playoffs. Let me know what you think of my bracket. Let me know your picks down below. I'm interested to see what you guys have to say. Tons of streams, tons of fun. Baseball playoffs are here. No one thought we'd be here, right? Everyone thought that COVID was going to shut the season down. I thought when the Marlins all had COVID that they're going to shut down the entire MLB. Didn't happen. I'm glad they persisted through, and we have playoffs right around the corner. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time.